We want to go to one of the critical races here, which is in Georgia for Senate. And we want to turn now to our colleague, Billy House, who is down in Georgia covering it for us. So, Billy, what do we know so far about the voting patterns in Georgia today?
Well, something very interesting in that, of course, in Georgia, where Herschel Walker is trying to unseat Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock, he needs to get 50% or more to win, or we go to a runoff. Right now, Warnock is winning by 60,000 votes with about 33% reporting. Meanwhile, in the governor's race, the Republican incumbent Brian Kemp is up by 60,000 votes over his challenge over Warnock. He's got 60,000 more votes than Herschel Walker. Both are trailing their Democratic opponents, but Democratic precincts are reporting earlier than Republicans. The upshot is people are voting for Republican Brian Kemp for governor, and some of those people are crossing party lines and voting for Democratic Warnock for senator. It doesn't look good for Herschel, but of course only 30% of the vote is in, and that's what we know so far. It's still very early.
Billy, what about the process itself? We're hearing some issues out in Maricopa County in Arizona. Obviously, Pennsylvania has a lot of ballots that have yet to be counted because they couldn't start till 7 o'clock this morning. How's it going in Georgia?
Well, Georgia had some problems opening up some precincts, for instance, in Cobb County, north of Atlanta, and later on in the day, but not to the extent of Arizona and Maricopa County. The Secretary of State here's office doesn't think there's going to be that many problems. Some have been extended hours. Some voting is still occurring in some very minor number of districts. So that does not appear to be a problem in Georgia right now.
So, Billy, as you know, in various states, you have a phenomenon of sort of like two states within one state. You have the urban, you have the rural. Is that true in Georgia? Because I think that's been true historically, particularly around Atlanta, right?
Well, that's absolutely true. Georgia is famously now known as a purple state. It once had been a red ruby state. And a lot of that is because of the influx of new voters and new residents to Georgia, particularly in the Atlanta area. But the other areas, for instance, down toward Columbus, Lumpkin, Macon, those are still ruby red. So it's very much two types of states in one.